following is an important message for coaches. In recent years, motivational psychology has examined the predictors and outcomes of sport participation. Specifically, research has been conducted on motivation in sport for the purpose of understanding why some athletes may perform better than others, show an enduring desire to improve or master their sport, and persist when they face failure, while others simply lose interest or quit. Research in the field of motivation has provided important insight and has shown that athletes can be moved by external factors such as reward systems, evaluations, pressure, or recognition. They can also be moved by internal factors like interest, curiosity, a desire for growth, and a desire to master new skills. Motivational theories provide a comprehensive framework for understanding the interplay between the forces acting on individuals and speak to the conditions that lead to a successful or unsuccessful sport experience. One theory that has examined sport participation is self-determination theory. The theory posits that when behavior is self-determined or autonomous in nature, it becomes internalized and is coherent with one's value system. More specifically, when individuals engage in activities, the underlying reasons for participating can vary from being related to external outcomes, like money or rewards, to being internal. As the external reasons for participating become internalized, they become coherent with the individual's values or objectives and become self-determined. These self-determined behaviors are associated with higher quality motivation and positive outcomes such as better learning, more interest, greater effort, higher self-esteem, increased life satisfaction, and enhanced health. In sport, when an individual participates out of enjoyment and not for external reasons, it is associated with increased persistence and performance. Self-determination theory explains that this process of internalizing behavior is dependent on the fulfillment of the three basic psychological needs, which are said to be innate, universal across cultures, and evident in all developmental periods. The three basic needs are competence, relatedness, and autonomy. The need for competence is met when an individual has the opportunity to seek challenges and demonstrate their capacities. Relatedness is met when an individual experiences a sense of belonging with others. And finally, autonomy is met when an individual acts in line with his or her own interests and values. As the three basic needs are met, individuals will naturally begin to integrate ongoing life experiences. As such, behaviors that begin as extrinsically motivated behaviors can become intrinsically motivated as the reasons for engaging in those behaviors become internalized. The fulfillment of the three basic needs in sport has been examined, and results have shown that need satisfaction is associated with increased vitality, sport satisfaction, and sportsmanship. Specific aspects of the social environment play an important role in determining whether the basic needs are met. More specifically, the individuals within a given environment can promote or thwart the fulfillment of the basic needs. Research examining the interactions between supervisors and subordinates has found that when supervisors support their subordinate needs through their interpersonal behaviors, they ultimately help the subordinates meet their needs and therefore increase the quality of their motivation. These findings have implications for sport as the coach-athlete relationship has a similar structure, which means that the coach's interpersonal behaviors can have important implications on athletes' needs and ultimately the quality of their motivation towards sport. When coaches support their athletes' needs, the athletes subsequently experience better performance, an increase in motivation, and enhanced psychological well-being. This is great, but how can coaches create a need-supportive environment and help improve the quality of their athletes' motivation? If we consider each need separately, a coach engages in autonomy-supportive behavior when they offer choice, minimize pressure, allow athletes to participate in the decision-making process, place emphasis on independence and self-initiation, provide a rationale when asking athletes to do something, and allow them to come up with their own solutions. The opposite would be to create a controlling environment where the coach ignores their athletes and puts pressure on them to behave, feel, or think in certain ways. A coach engages in competent supportive behavior when they provide supportive and constructive feedback, when they believe in their athletes' abilities, when they acknowledge their athletes' improvements, and when they give their athletes the confidence to overcome challenges. Finally, when we consider relatedness, a coach engages in relatedness supportive behavior when they acknowledge their athletes' feelings, when they enjoy spending time with their athletes, when they show their athletes that they are listening, when they ensure that their athletes know that they like them, and when they empathize with their athletes. Coaches who engage in these behaviors will help their athletes fulfill their psychological needs, which ultimately leads to an increase in well-being, sport motivation, and competitive performance. When can coaches implement need-supportive behaviors? Anytime. This includes tournaments, during practice, during games, through email, really, anytime. Coaches, we hope you will begin to implement these strategies in your day-to-day interactions with your athletes. Thank you.